What's up? So we got Arrow Season 1, Episode 4, An Innocent Man. So this episode picks up where the last episode left off with Diggle discovering Oliver is the Hood. And he's just like, hey, he's like, Oliver, you're the vigilante, and starts fighting him. And he's like, hold on, Dig, you're poison with curare. Like, that's bad stuff. And he's like, I need your help. And he's like, wait, I need your help, Diggy. He's like, need my help? Bro, you're a criminal. He's like, and he's like, yeah, so Dig leaves, and he obviously leaves being Oliver's bodyguard because with him now knowing Oliver's secret, he doesn't trust Oliver. So when Oliver wakes, so yeah, so he can't sleep because of stuff that happened on the island, and we meet Yao Fei, the guy who shot. We meet Yao Fei again, the guy who shot him, and he's telling Oliver to survive, which he means by Shunchoin. I think that's how it's said. He's like survive. It means survive, which we learn later. So Oliver gets up from that flashback and goes downstairs to see Thea watching a news broadcast about a guy who killed his wife in his kid's room. So yeah, so he's like, and the guy's named Peter Declan, and he said, so yeah, so obviously Oliver decides to go hood mode and question Laurel. And Laurel's like, out of everyone you could have chosen, you chosen her. And he's like, you chosen her. So yeah, so he's like, because I know you'll do the right thing. So yeah, so he basically talks to Peter Declan, the guy, and he's like, oh yeah, they were fighting. They were fighting about Jason Brodeur. That's the guy that's on Oliver's list. So that's the guy on the list. But yeah, and then they were fighting, and then the wife went up to pick up the kid, and then next morning he found her gone. He found her dead. So he decided to take the kid and get far away from as possible. But yeah. But he said that he went to see one that she went to see one of Jason Berger's guys, and when Quentin is talked about this, he's like oh yeah, like that dude says he never says he never saw her that day, and yeah, so it's pretty funny with Oliver meets his new bodyguard Rob. Because Diggle decided to quit because he doesn't trust Oliver, as I said before. So, yeah, it's really funny how Oliver ditches him with a motorcycle. And, yeah, so he meets up with Dig again. And he's like, hey, dude, I need your help. I took down your brother's killer. And he's like, you took down Andy's killer? Like, yeah, and he's like, and he's like, you can do it for me, and you can do it for your brother. And he's like, keep Andy out of this. And he's like, I'm doing this, and I hope you. And he leaves. And then Diggle and just Robert just hanging out. And he's like, dude, that dude is long gone. Like, Diggle is the best character. Like, how can Diggle not be the best character on the show, everybody? How can he not be the best character on the show? So yeah, so Oliver decides to confront Matt about Camille, Declan's wife. And he says that he did meet with her, but he told the cop. And Oliver's like, you better tell me what you want, or it's 10:15 to Bloodhaven, which is also where Nightwing works. So good DC reference, Arrow. Your DC show referencing other DC properties. So, yeah. So, Oliver decides to, go, and Oliver decides, and they're like, hey, and Laurel decides that to confront them, but they're like, and we're not gonna cave up with your case. So Laurel's like, hey, I will pull your thread, Jason Brador, until your whole world unravel. And then he's freaking out, saying, oh no, he's not gonna go to prison for the Camille murder, then not for the Camille murder, then for the dumping of toxic waste. And then the dude's like, hey, I can help you out. What if little inmates were released from prison? So yeah, to kill Laurel, because of course Laurel has been attacked in this last episode. In this episode, what is up with attacking Laurel? So yeah, what is up with attacking Laurel, everybody? So yeah. So Oliver decides to go confront Jason Brador, and Jason Brador is like, I guess Peter Declan's execution is being moved up, because of course it'd be moved up because they'd have to funeral Laurel or kill Laurel or something. So Oliver decides to put on a ski mask, and because of course he can't show up at prison in the hood outfit, and decides to. But when this guy's about to choke Laurel, Oliver beats up this guy, but then Laurel gets on, and she's later talking to Quentin about how he's right. The Hood is a killer, and he has no resentment. And when he was killing that guy, she pulled him back, and she saw he had no resentment in him about killing that guy. I mean, he had no remorse for killing that guy. Poor Oliver, to have the one person that believed in him turn on him. Like, poor Oliver, everybody. Poor Oliver. And Diggle this. So Quentin decides to look at the footage from last episode and discovers that Oliver picking up the Hood outfit. And Moira meets with a random billionaire that obviously she's teamed up with. So yeah. And that guy looks like a doctor from Doctor Who. I think that's where the actor's from. So, yeah. Also, my Aunt Dewey is awesome. So, yeah. I've been doing it recently. I mentioned my Aunt Dewey in every video that I've made. So, yeah. So, anyway. When, Diggle's like, hey, I want to save you, Oliver. And Oliver's like, hey, I don't need saving. And he's like, yeah, but I'm still going to team up with you. But then the police come in saying, hey, you can't be in here. And he's like, hey, I got a gun and a badge to do so. And they arrest Oliver. Thea's like, Walter, stop them. And guess what? Walter just stands there doing nothing. Why? Why does Walter stand there doing nothing when Thea's like, Walter, stop them? Like Walter, do something. And he calls someone, and that would be Moira, but Moira is in that scene. And he's like, Oliver, you're under arrest for acting. You're under arrest for all these stuff as in acting as a vigilante, murder, aggravated assault, and all these other stuff that Oliver's done. And that kind of where the episode ends. Oliver's been arrested for accused of being the Hood. We all know he is, but Quentin does, but obviously Oliver's going to prove him wrong. But that was the episode. I enjoyed this one. I liked how Diggle was first against being on Oliver's team, but by the end, he was actually like, hey, let's team up, bro. Before Oliver got arrested. Why didn't Diggle do anything in that scene? Walter was like, Walter, stop him. Walter did nothing. Walter just let Oliver get arrested. He was dialing something, but he didn't do anything to forces getting in the way to stop this. He didn't do nothing. Walter, why? Why didn't Walter do anything? But that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time for another episode of Arrow. So right now. Yeah. I'll see you next time. See you next time, guys.